Hello, my name is Eugene Mans. This is for the NOS 13040 class, summer semester 2011 for Rockingham Community College. The video I am making is about the command prompt. To start with, there are two types of interfaces that the user has. The first one is the most common, which is the graphical user interface, which is what you see at your desktop. And the next is the CLI, which is short for command line interface. Now there are two ways that you can access the command prompt. The first is with the start button. Go to the start button, and in your line here you type in run, R-U-N, and if you'll see here it pops up under programs. Select it, then your run dialog box comes up, and at that you type in CMD and hit enter, and there is your Windows or your dialog box, whatever you want to call it, that gives you your command prompt. The second way is to create a shortcut, which I've already done. Creating a shortcut's very easy. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure when you're doing any of this is to right click, and you want to run as administrator. So I've scrolled down, selected it. A dialog box pops up saying this is something that Vista does. Press continue, and my dialog box pops up with my command prompt. Okay. Now, the command line and the command prompt is a non-graphical interface that allows interaction within the operating system. At the command prompt, a user may type commands by their name, followed by options or arguments, or an example is switches, which represented by a basic hyphen or a forward slash. On some of the things that I would like to cover is the following. First off, let's start with changing the directory. Okay, this is done very simply by typing cd ... and pressing enter, and if you notice, it steps you back one directory. Now I want to go back to the C drive. We're in C Windows, so I do cd ... enter. I'm back at the C drive. Now, to see the directories in the C drive, you just type dir, enter. And as you can see, there is the list of my directories within my C drive. Directories and folders, files. So now I want to use one of my switches, or use a switch, to change to show only the directories. So I go dir space /AD, enter. Now as you can see, you're seeing only directories displayed on the screen. So at this point, you're showing all the directories. The next thing I'd like to cover is the attributes within a directory. So to do that, you just type in attrib, and it gives you the attributes. Okay, at this point You're seeing C drive, you have batch files, boot manager, BAK files, text files. Now what this is doing, this is the files that are in a C drive, and it's showing what they are. Some of them are H for hidden, archived. That's a list of attributes, okay? So, well, I'll tell you what. Let's do /?. Oh, that's incorrect. dir /?. Okay? Now, at this point, you can see the representation of, when we scrolled up, we have an example of A, S, H, and R. Okay? A is for the attributes, or excuse me, A is for the archives files ready for archiving. S is for system files, H is for hidden files, and R is for read-only files. So, we've covered what the attributes are, and we've covered what they mean. We've accessed the directories. So now at this point, I want to change the drive. Okay, so let's scroll back down. Well, press any screen. Now, we've got all of this on the screen while I'm at it. To clear the screen, we'll type CLS. That's for clear screen. Now it clears everything off and gives you a clean screen with a command prompt. So we've covered that. Now what I want to do is I want to change drives. I want to go from my C drive to my E drive. So I type E:, enter. Now that takes me to my C drive. So we've done that. We've changed the drives. So now, my next thing I want to do is I want to make a directory within on the E drive. First off, let's see what I've got on here to show you. dir for directory. Alright, don't have much on it. This is my thumb drive. So I've got a directory of Google SketchUp files, and I've got a directory of RCC, and then a directory of software, a directory mans, and I also have a couple PDF files there. So now I want to go MD for make directory, space, my projects. Okay, press enter. Now, once again, we go dir. You can see I have a directory now called my projects. So from this point, we've made our directory. Now, what I would like to do next is to cover removing the directory. Alright, so say you've got an old directory on there and you don't need it anymore. You just type RD, where we're going to remove the my projects I just created. Now, you got your prompt back up, type dir again. We removed the directory. Oh, well, I didn't want to remove that. So I do make directory, my projects, enter, dir. We've got the folder back up. Alright, let's do a clear screen. dir. Alright. So now, what I want to do is I want to move the chainmail.pdf file into the My Projects directory. So to do that, I type move space chainmail.pdf. Now at this point, you're telling it what to do, you're telling it to move, you're telling it what to move. Now we need to tell it where to move it. So we're going to go eDrive : /My Projects. That's where we want to send it. See the notation of one file moved. So now we go change directory. Let's check to see what's in the My Projects folder. Change directory, My Projects. Now, directory. As you can see, chainmail.pdf is in there. So now we want to go back one. We're back at the E prompt. Directory. Okay, so we know we've got a file in the My Projects. So we moved it. Next step I want to cover is to do copy. Alright. So the file that I want to copy is the seed bead. As you see here, let me find my cursor. I want to copy seed bead _graph _paper _all.pdf. I want to copy that to the My Projects. Okay, so type in copy seed bead _graph _paper _all.pdf. Okay, we've gave it the command copy. We've told it what we want to copy. Now we're going to tell it where to put it. So eDrive : /My Projects. Hit enter. There you go. One file copied. So let's check that. Let's change directory to My Projects. Enter. dir. There's the copy. So let's back up one. Directory. Now that we've copied it, I don't need that file in that location anymore on the eDrive. So now that we've got it copied to the My Projects, I'm going to delete the existing copy that's on the eDrive. So I type in delete, type in the file name, graph _paper _all.pdf. Press enter. Now, directory. As you can see, 0 files, so it deleted the file. 0 files, 0 bytes. The only thing I have now showing is 5 directories. So, from that point, we've moved, copied, deleted. Now what I want to do is to rename a file. Alright, so my next step is to change directory to My Projects. Type in dir for the directory. Now, the one I want to rename is the seedbead _graph _paper _all.pdf. So now at this point I type in REN space. That's the command I want to rename. Now, what do I want to rename? Of course, the seed bead underscore graph underscore paper underscore all dot PDF. Now you can see why I'm wanting to rename this, because it's frustrating. So now that I've told it this big long file name, I'm just going to, and after that, space, I'm just going to rename it seed, sorry about that, seed bead graph. Okay. Press enter. Okay. What I didn't do is I didn't give it the file extension. Rename seed bead underscore graph underscore paper underscore all dot PDF to seed bead graph dot PDF. Alright, now let's type in dir. As you can see here, the file name has changed, seedbead graph.pdf. Originally, if you'll look up here, it was seedbead underscore graph underscore paper underscore all.pdf. So my last and final is Xcopy. Now, Xcopy will allow you to copy files, directory files, and subdirectories from drive to drive. So at this, when you do this, you have to be in the drive where you want to be. So I want to be in the E drives, change directory, ... Now what I want to do is type in Xcopy. This is the command. Now I've got a ringtone folder that I want to copy. So I go C drive, backslash, ringtones, space, / E. Enter. As you can see, it's copying 31 files, and it's done. So at this point, we have covered how to access the directory, how to change directories, how to make directories, how to remove directories, how to clear screens, how to move, copy, rename, delete, and do Xcopy. We've shown how to list the directories only on a drive, and we've learned how to see the attributes of a file and how to find them. You type in dir /?, and that will list your attributes. This concludes my video. I hope it is helpful for everyone.